Leclerc through. On the brakes, Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the track, comes to chicane, off goes Leclerc, through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff.
This is Solo P1. Welcome to the F1 weekend, Las Vegas Grand Prix. And what a weekend it was. Lewis Hamilton, absolutely outstanding race by Lewis Hamilton. Absolutely outstanding for where he started from. He gritted it out. This is what true champions do. At one point of the race, I thought he was actually going to catch Russell, but he didn't. But he still had an outstanding race. And he finished on the podium as well. Absolutely outstanding by Lewis Hamilton. You can't keep greatness down. So, before I get into this weekend, I'm going to be talking about what happened at the beginning of the weekend regarding those stupid geek F1 commentators. There's not many good commentators left in F1 now. Damon Hill's gone. He announced that he was going to be leaving at the end of the season, or I think he might have left already. So we've got Damon Hill's gone. We've still got the geek, Simon Lazenby, what kept flapping his gums all weekend. The entire weekend, Simon Lazenby was flapping over Max Verstappen. You can tell that Sky was in his ear. It's like Vince McMahon at the WWE. You got wrestlers out in the ring, and you got the referee, and the guy's talking on the microphone. And you know that Vince McMahon's in their ear talking and talking. That's what Sky was doing with Simon Lazenby. Standard procedure. All he kept doing the entire weekend was saying, Max Verstappen had a brilliant race. I've never saw nothing like that at Brazil. Absolutely outstanding in the rain. Like Lewis Hamilton has never done that before. 8-time world champion Lewis Hamilton has never done that before, ever. He just completely dismisses that all up. Lewis Hamilton, 8-time world champion, won many races in the rain. Brazil, Turkey, when he won his world title. When he won his 7th world title in Turkey. Remember that one? And that was in the rain and he was near the back. And he won it. And he won it at the end. And he won the championship. You right? And Michael Schumacher's son gave him the driver the most wins in Formula 1. He forgot all that, though. He completely dismisses all that. All he wants to talk about is Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen's great. What an amazing race. Yeah, he actually had some of the commentators saying, Max Verstappen had a race like Ayrton Senna. Absolutely outstanding, plugging this guy. And this guy is not even that good. Let's face it. When the car was standard, when it was with Checo has had that car, that diabolical car setup that is designed for Max Verstappen. Checo weren't winning anything. But as soon as Max Verstappen's car went off a boil, just a percentage, what happened? He never won nothing. Because he's not that good. He's not that good. I keep telling people the reason why he was winning stuff, because of the car. The guy can't drive. Every time he comes 50-50 with Lewis Hamilton, what does he do? 50-50 with Lewis Hamilton, what does he do? He always crashes. Look what he was like with Lando Norris, running him after the track. Now you know how Lewis Hamilton thinks. But they completely dismiss all that. What they say is, what an amazing race in Brazil in the wet. Absolutely amazing. Senna-like quote. That was from the geek, Simon Lazenby. Senna-like. But it is what it is. These commentators will continue to laud this guy up. Laud him up. That's their mission. They don't care about Lewis Hamilton. They don't care about the other drivers. They just care about Max Verstappen. But can I tell you something? The British public haven't forgot. We still think he's the same old sly devil as he was in 2021. When they robbed Lewis Hamilton's title off him. This is why I'll always continue to say Lewis Hamilton's an 8-time world champion. I'm not bitter. I'm not angry. I'm just spitting facts. You had Crofty. He came out to the masses in America. He thought, we're going to go to America now. Maybe they're going to say, you know what? They're not like the Brits. Maybe they're going to look at F1 in a different way. They asked the Americans, do you think that Lewis Hamilton got robbed in 2021? Put your hands up. Everybody put their hands up. There you go. People haven't forgotten America. People haven't forgotten China. People haven't forgotten Japan. People haven't forgotten in Egypt. It doesn't matter where you go in the world. People are always going to know that Lewis Hamilton got robbed. And people are going to continue to say that Lewis Hamilton is the 8-time world champion. Very simple. You can load up Max Verstappen as much as you want. Still not going to change. At the end of the day, his title reign was tainted. And I can't wait until these new regulations change, because you know why? When the new regulations change, it's going to go back to engine power. And where's Red Bull going to be then? At the back, guaranteed, because they've got to have their own engine. They're trying to make up their new engine, Red Bull engine. Good luck with that. When Mercedes and Ferrari are in your rear mirrors behind you, in front of you. You're going to be standing there, you're going to be thinking, what's going on? What's happened to Red Bull? What's happened to Red Bull? Why are Ferrari in front of me? Why are Mercedes in front of me? Why are McLaren in front of me? You're going to realise, and then you're going to jump ship to Mercedes. That's what's going to happen, Max. Exactly what you're going to do. Because Red Bull's going to be bye-bye. Within 10 years, there's going to be no Red Bull. Christian Horner, he's going to lose his hair. He's going to lose his hair. He's going to go to Turkey. He's going to say to the Spice Girls, Ginger Spice, listen, I've got no hair left. What's going on? I've got no hair left. I need to get some hair. So what's going to happen? Ginger Spice, Jerry Spice, she's going to say to Christian Horner, come on, let's go to Turkey. Let's insert some of that hair from your arse into your head. Let's try and get some hair back in there, because you're losing your hair and your hair's going grey. So you're going to have to start using the Just for Men as well. The Just for Men is going to be, your missus is going to be putting in Just for Men on a daily basis in your hair, because you're going to be stressed, because you're going to be at the back of the grid where you belong, you stupid geeks. At the back of the grid, and you're going to be losing your hair, and you're going to be making yearly trips to Turkey to have your hair implants, because all your hair's going to be falling out. Then Lewis Hamilton's going to be standing on the top of the podium, world champion for the 9th time, maybe 10, with Charles Leclerc in Ferrari. That's how it's going to be, 100%. And I'm going to be sitting there doing these reviews with Toto Hammer, which is going to be coming in a minute, and I'm going to be laughing my head off. And I know I haven't done a rant like this at Formula 1 for a while, but today, I just felt like doing it. This is the old Solo P1. This is 2017 and 2018 Solo P1. Talking right here. Talking 100%. Talking facts. Because enjoy it while it lasts. You remember when Vettel said that in 2013? You remember when he won his 4th world title in a row? What did Vettel say? Vettel said, enjoy it while it lasts. Because you know what happened to Vettel in 2014? After 2013, he never won a world title again. Who won it? Mercedes. There you go. And that's what's going to happen with Max Verstappen. And I hope that you attempt to jump ship Max Verstappen to Mercedes, and then Mercedes say, you know what? We wanted you before, but you didn't want to come to us. See you later. Bye. Then you can try and probably go to the Haas. And then you can say, oh yeah, I'm going to retire young, like you're really going to retire young. Remember that? Continue to say, I'm going to retire young. Oh yeah. No, what you want, yeah. You want to try and beat Lewis Hamilton's record. But it doesn't matter how much titles you win. You'll always be a stupid geek like your dad. Your dad. Remember when your dad left you at the garage? That's what was going to happen. You're going to be left in the garage because you ain't going to win no more world titles. So I'm going to bring in my Koku's my partner in crime. He's my Koku's on the channel. He's the partner in crime. He's Toto Hammer. Can't hear you, bro. I think you're muted.
Yeah, big up.
Sorry, that was a crazy rant. I just had to get it out, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, big up, man. Toto Hammer News. How's it going, man?
Yeah, man, going well.
Did you hear the rant? Did you hear the rant?
Yeah, I did hear it.
It was facts, though. It was factual.
Yeah, it was. I know. But look, I think it's true what you said on Max Verstappen. I just, I don't think he's that, what people rate him to be up there like with top 5. I don't think he's nowhere near Lewis. He's nowhere near Senna. He's nowhere near that.
No way.
Right? Of course, he's now a 3-time champion.
Yeah, 3-time. Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah, of course, he's a 3-time champion now. But I just still think every single one of those titles are always something to do. This is probably his first proper one.
Yeah.
Right. I think all the others are just corrupt. It's just. I think the thing with Max, he's going to carry this rep with him for the rest of his Formula 1 career.
Yeah, he says he don't care, but he does.
He's always going to be involved in corruptancy in Red Bull. He's always going to be involved in corruptancy. But look, what I think about the weekend, I thought the weekend was good. Mercedes did really well all weekend, practices and all that. Tapping it, practice, but I think Russell tapped it. Of course, Mercedes overall did good all weekend and looked quick. They look really, really quick. I don't know what upgrade they put on the car. I don't know if it's just track specific, but they did look good.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? And Ferrari did.
Hamilton looked good. I believe he had a better qualifying, he wouldn't have won the race. He looked quick.
Yeah.
Hamilton didn't look quick, and he hasn't got the best car either. Russell has that fastest car.
Yeah.
You know, and for him to Lewis, I think Lewis, if he started a bit higher up the field, I don't know what was going on in his qualifying.
He locked up though, did they? I think he locked up in turn 5.
Yeah, I think he did go wide as well. Go wide in qualifying. But yeah, what I'm saying is, look, big up to Lewis, getting second place. If he would have finished, I think he would have finished in qualifying, or about top 5 maybe, or top 3. He would have got that win today.
Yeah.
Because he was
what a ball that
quick.
is. And it's Liverpool.
You know, and it's the first time I saw Lewis quick in quite a while. You know, up there challenging for wins. It's quite a while since I saw Lewis doing that. But from 10th to 2nd, it's an amazing drive. It's what Lewis does. We saw it when he was in his younger days, where he was in the Mercedes. He'd come from 20th and still won. You know, when I had that dominant Mercedes car, he's done it before.
Yeah.
Right, that just proves. And when he goes to Ferrari next year, he's gonna cook at Ferrari, in my opinion. And
I think he is as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to do so well. And Ferrari's looking good at the moment. Not so much this weekend, but I mean...
Now, Ferrari was good this weekend. You know, they were like... I think one of them... I think the podium... They got a podium. Russell was first, and...
Ferrari third?
No, Lewis was third. Who was... No, Lewis was second. And I think Ferrari... Now, one of the Ferraris, I think it was Sainz. I think Sainz...
Yeah, so look, I wouldn't say that Ferrari did. I wouldn't say they've done as good as the previous weekend, because the Mercedes did beat them, but I think they were at least second fastest car this weekend.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, 100. I know that's what you mentioned.
McLaren is going to throw it away. They're going to throw away the constructors. I'm telling you now, Ferrari winning the constructors.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you about that? Can I tell you something about that? Right. You know, I remember when you said that ages ago, yeah, and I thought, yeah, it's going to be McLaren. And I actually wanted McLaren, but now Max Verstappen he's claimed it now, the title, all right? I want Ferrari to win. And the reason why I want Ferrari to win is because Lewis is going to be there next season. So when Lewis goes to Ferrari next season, the Ferrari is going to be the number 1 car. It's going to be the number 1 car. Because when you win the constructors, you get the number 1 garage. You're the world champion, so when Lewis Hamilton goes there, Ferrari will be world champions, and plus you get all the funding as well. You get a lot more funding, so that's going to be cool as well. So I want Ferrari to win. I'm jumping on this Ferrari board now. McLaren had their chance, they blew it. Very simple, they blew it. So it's time for, it's all about Ferrari now. You get me? I want Ferrari to excel rest of the season. I want Leclerc, I want Sainz to try and win our next race this season, because there's nothing to lose now. I want Ferrari to win the sprint race. I want Sainz to turn into prime Ayrton Senna. I want flipping Charles Leclerc to turn into prime Schumacher. That's what I want from Ferrari. You get me? I want Ferrari to smash everybody, because when next season comes, it's all about Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc and Ferrari. They are the perfect pairing for Formula One. Charles is the better qualifier at this stage of his career, but Lewis is the better racer. You get me? So they'll be winning constructor points as well. So when Lewis Hamilton jumps into that Ferrari next season, it's all going to be about Ferrari, man. It's all about it's Ferrari now. Forget McLaren, they're done. They had their chance and they blew it. You blew it. Yeah, now it's all about Ferrari. So let's get behind Ferrari to the end of the season, man, and next season as well. And I'm going to get my Ferrari t-shirt as well. I'm going to have Lewis 44 on the back. Standard procedure. We're going to be rocking the Ferrari tops when we start the season next season. You know what I'm saying, Toto? You're right, son? Yeah? You're right, bro?
Yeah. But look, man, I think, you know, this season, obviously, because, you know, effectively, the season's almost over. You know, because the drivers have done that.
What's wrong, son? What man, man? What's wrong, son? You don't want to say that in the films. What's up, son?
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. But look, that's 50% of the season done. You know.
What percentage of the season done?
No, the drivers are finished. Now
that was construction. Yeah.
So look, what gets you frustrated, man? It gets me really, really, really frustrated. Is that McLaren had the chances? They had the chances.
Yeah. I don't really care now. It is what it is, isn't it?
The thing is, look, I don't care. I just want to have a rant about it, because, you know, it's just stupid. You had you know, yeah, Piastri, this Piastri and Norris papaya rules and all this stupid stuff, where they should have swapped positions because Norris, right,
Yeah.
was on for the title and they should have swapped positions. It's simple.
Yeah, but
Again,
look at the points though. Look at the point. Okay, say we would have swapped. Yeah. All right. Just say some races you should have swapped over. He would have he would have claimed about 20 points here, but maybe 10, 15 points. But what? Yeah, maybe that would have helped, and then it would have went down to about. Because I remember at one point it was 58, but it went down to 38. I think what cost him as well. That what you just talked about. But what cost him was Brazil. He didn't win the sprint race, and he didn't win the race, and he finished behind Max, and that's what done him. When Max won the race, and he finished like 3rd or 4th, and that was it. He lost too much ground then. If it, like you said, just like what Jack Villeneuve said in Hungary, Jack Villeneuve said, forget all this being nice to everybody. You're here to win a world title. You're not here to make friends. From Hungary, they should have done team orders from Hungary, but they never. They waited too long. They were saying, we're equally McLaren. We treat each other the same. Listen, bro, it's not school. It's not college. You're not going to socialise. You're not going out and socialising in a club or something. This is Formula 1. And if you want to win the title, sometimes in some scenarios, actually most scenarios, you have to be brutal. You have to be brutal. And you should have said, right, Lando. Go on.
That's what Nico Rosberg did. He came away from his family for a whole season.
There you go.
Just to win that one title.
Yeah.
And he retired, didn't he? To me, I think he retired too young, right?
Yeah.
But
Lewis done his head in.
He just wanted to get his one championship. He was burnt out. And he was thinking, like,
Lewis Hamilton buried him.
He was thinking to himself, right, this is a season where I'm going to win the title.
Yeah.
Right? He dedicated himself, put away from his whole family. That's a hard thing to do.
I know it is.
It's a hard thing to do. Not to spend with your family all season just to win a title. Right? But he's not just any old title, it's a Formula 1 title, which will go down in history. It will go down in your history records, it will go down in history books, whatever you want to call it, right? But, yeah. You know, you've got to be hungry to win a title. And you know, you can't just blame McLaren for this. You've got to blame Norris. Norris threw it away. Lots of times, bottled the starts. Now, how many times did he bottle the start the season? How many times?
I know.
And he had plenty of times to justify it. Of course, first couple of races, yeah, fair enough. Because he hadn't been in this kind of situation before, you know.
I know.
He's never ever been in this kind of situation before, and you can give him a pass. But come on, when you're fighting for a championship, you've got to lock in. You're
correct.
You know, even though you're maybe a rookie or maybe a beginner, he's 30s. And he's not, he's a seasoned veteran. This is his first time he's been in a championship situation. Right? And I think there's no excuses there. There is absolutely no excuses. He should have at least put it down to the wire. At least the last race. Can't be ending it in Las Vegas, man. Should have ended it at Abu Dhabi or earlier. Because Norris had the chances. Going off track and under pressure. He's a seasoned veteran. He couldn't handle that pressure. And again, I don't know what the seventh wording is, but it's what separates the good drivers from the great drivers.
Yeah.
It's what separates it. He could not handle the pressure. He could not handle it. Right? And he had chances, and Verstappen was nowhere near him sometimes. Sometimes Norris could have just got a win. You know, easy win. Verstappen weren't there. Red Bull was on the low. Right? For some reason, Verstappen always finished in them points position, and he always sometimes finished ahead of Norris because Norris always bottled the start.
You know what done it as well, though. If you look at the race wins over this season, remember when Max Verstappen never won a race for about 5 or 6 races? If you look at all the races that he didn't win, other drivers won it as well. It wasn't Lando. So Carlos Sainz, I think, got 2 wins. Charles Leclerc got that win at Monaco. Lewis Hamilton got the win at Silverstone. And all them wins of different drivers, and it wasn't Lando. That was taking points off Lando Norris. It wasn't taking points off Max. It was taking points off Lando Norris, because them races that Max wasn't winning, Lando should have been winning them, you get me? And that's what cost him as well. Because you imagine, let's think of say Monaco, for instance. He could have won Monaco. If he would have won Monaco, I think Max finished like 3rd or 4th, yeah. And if he would have won Monaco, that would have been big points. Lewis Hamilton won Silverstone. Carlos Sainz won 2 races as well. Imagine them at least one of the races that Carlos Sainz won. If Lando would have won one of them, that would have been 3 races extra he would have had. He would have been in front by now. That's what cost him. So when Max was losing, Lando wasn't capitalised on it. Other drivers were. It's a bit like Liverpool and Man City now. Man City are losing and we're winning, and that's why we're in front. And it's the same with Formula 1. Lando Norris, them races that Max didn't win, and them races like when Carlos Sainz won and all them, he should have been winning them, but he never, and that's what cost him. Like that Leclerc Monaco, he should have won Monaco. You know, if he would have won Monaco, that would have been more. Look at the points he would have had. Think about it, you know what I mean? Monza, he could have won Monza. I think he won Monza, didn't he? It was Carlos Sainz who won Monza. Carlos Sainz won Monza. You see where I'm coming from now? If he would have won Monza, that would have been more points. That's what cost him. He didn't capitalise on it. And it was there for the taking. It was, when you think about it now, I think it was there for the taking. But it is what it is, look. He didn't do it. He might, like, next season is going to be good. So, we'll see what happens. So, I'm going to go straight into the qualifying very briefly, very quick. Russell and Hamilton top Q1. So, the Mercedes was looking good by Q1. Q2, George and Lewis, again, top in the session. So, it looked like it was going to be a Mercedes 1 and 2. But we saw this scenario before. Qualifying 1 and 2, Mercedes looked good, and then qualifying 3, Lewis or sometimes Russell falls off. So basically, Crofty was flapping his gums about Colapinto again, just like he did with Lawson. Remember that one with Lawson when he just kept talking about Lawson because Lawson finished 7th in a race for Ferrari when he was filling in for someone.
It was Berman.
That's it, Berryman, when he was filling in for Berryman. Berryman was like racing 7 race. Now I'm talking about when Berryman had his little thing and he finished 7th, he was flapping his gums. Same thing he was doing yesterday with Colapinto. As soon as he opened his mouth, what happened? Colapinto, boom, straight into the wall, damaged the Williams again. That when I saw him go into the wall, Colapinto, he went into the concrete. I thought he was hurting. I thought, nah, I don't want to see nothing like that now. He went into the concrete, and I thought to myself, that was Crofty, the curse. Q3. Lewis locks up. This is where everything started to go wrong for Lewis. He looked good for the entire weekend. He was fastest in practice 1, fastest in practice 2, fastest in Q1, second fastest in Q2. Q3 came. What happened? He was going fast. He was on for pole. He was faster than Russell in the first 2 sectors. And what happened in the last sector? He locked up and lost time. He went again, and he went wide again. So that's twice he went wide in Q3, and that cost him. He ended up finishing 10th in qualifying. What was your thoughts on this? I think it was 10th he finished.
About Lewis.
Yeah, finished 10th when he locked up in Q3.
Yeah, I just think...
It wasn't the car this time, it was him.
It wasn't the car, he was on a decent lap as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, all qualifying he was doing well. And I was thinking, what was going on? Of course, you just mentioned the lacquer. But at that point, I was thinking, what's going on with Lewis? Have they turned down his car again? Because it's very, very unusual.
Nah, he never turned again. He slipped.
And the reason why I thought, I know he slipped, and I know he locked up, but the reason why I thought that at the time, before I knew he locked up, it's because, all these recent qualifyings that Lewis could get top in Q1, top in Q2, maybe top 3 in Q2, right? And soon as it comes to Q3, drops. Could be good old practice sessions, drops. And Lewis Hamilton mentioned in the interview, it's weird. This is not exactly what he said, but this is roughly around what he says. He's basically saying that in the practice sessions, right, he always gets good times. But soon as it comes to the, qualifying time, it always drops. And it's basically unusual, basically. That's what he's saying. But this one, what I thought about it, I thought that, Lewis could have done slightly better than 10th. I knew that for a fact.
He could have got pole. That's what I was saying. I think
pole or behind Russell.
Yeah.
Because that Mercedes car looked good all weekend, and Lewis looked good all weekend.
Yeah, you're right. To be fair, Russell skidded as well. I think he was in when he went on his he's not his last run, his second run, no, his first run in Q3. Russell went a bit wide as well, but he went round again and got his timing. But Lewis locked up, and in the first run, and in the second run he went wide. So that cost him, it cost him. And it's a shame because his sectors were up there. He could have got pole, but definitely could have got second. And it's a shame that he lost that. And that, it seems like that's been Lewis Hamilton's thing this season. We've heard like the stories. We know what's going on. I'm not going to get into it now in this video, but it's just weird. It's been a couple of years now that Lewis Hamilton has been the king of qualifying, because that used to be Lewis Hamilton's thing. When it comes to qualifying, he would have done it. He always would have got the top. This is why he's got more qualifying than anyone. That was his thing, but it is what it is, isn't it? So we're going to move on to the race. Race day, good start from George Russell at the beginning. Brilliant battle between Magnussen and Lawson at the beginning as well. Absolutely outstanding battle. Both fitting through that, I think it was turn 3, where you had that small gap and both cars got through there without crashing to each other. And I thought that was absolutely great driving there. And between them two, not hitting each other. Russell had a good start. He was way off in front. I think at the beginning, you know, when Russell went in front, I thought Russell was, as long as he manages his pace, I thought Russell was going to win this, you know, because Mercedes had the race pace all weekend. Their car just looks so good, you get me? And every time their car looks good on the weekend, Lewis messes it up and messes up his qualifying. He always has to come from the back down. Have you noticed? Every time their car's good, Lewis messes up the qualifying. He just messes it up. It is what it is, man. We've got to call it out. It's, you know, can't just blame the team all the time. But Lewis, right, he just messes up his qualifying. It is what it is, look. So, what did you think at this point when George Russell had the good start?
You know, I just thought, you know, Russell, as you know, like I said, Mercedes was doing good all weekend. I was thinking he might go on and win this race, and he had the potential to win this race as well. You know, got a good qualifying, outstanding time.
Yeah.
No one was near him. Of course, Ferrari was near him.
Yeah.
That was the only team I was near him. But of course, like so Red Bull on the downfall, McLaren on the downfall. You know, bad. You know, hate saying that. Well, look, McLaren on the downfall, Red Bull on the downfall. And it's usually when it comes to the end of the season, is that more teams come up. You see the teams that will look good for next season. Yeah. Because I think Red Bull's probably start putting upgrades on their car, let's face it. You know, they've won the drivers. Of course, they're still going to put like upgrades on the car, but I don't think they'll take it seriously. I don't think they'll be in for a constructors fight. I think that's going to be more.
The Red Bull out of it's between Ferrari and.
Exactly. So I don't think Red Bull will be concentrating on this. They will concentrate more next year. So
they're going to be concentrating more in 2026 because next year's cars are going to be the cars they're using now. There's no upgrades now, so they're going to have obviously they're going to add little tweaks to the car, but the actual car, there's no difference now because they're locked in for 2026. So all the teams now are going to be. It's all about 2026. This is why I've said this many times on this channel. The last 2 years of when the regulations are finishing, the last 2 years are always the best because all the other teams have caught up then. And the last year, like they had in 2013 with Vettel, 2012 and 2013, five drivers could have won the title on the last race. That's how close it was, and that's how it's going to be next year. Because the regulations are finishing it, so all the cars are equal now. More or less, the top ones are McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull. The cars are equal now. So when next year starts, it's going to be, you know how the racing was close. Now it's going to be like that from the beginning. So next year is going to be a brilliant year.
Yeah, it's going to be a brilliant year. You know, Ferrari. Look, this is why I can't wait to you know, Hamilton's going to Ferrari.
Yeah.
So Ferrari's going to be a really, really good car.
Yeah.
And it's like I said again, when you come to the end of the season, you see the cars that are potentially good for next season.
Yeah,
you see Mercedes doing good. You see Ferrari doing well, right? Not so much McLaren on the downfall, but I think McLaren is focusing on to next season.
Yeah.
Because I still think McLaren could do well next season. Red Bull not so much because I think, you know, their car at the moment it's not suiting this regulations. Of course, you know, the first you know, part of the season, Red Bull's actually doing all right. McLaren and Red Bull just challenging. You know, Norris and Verstappen trading off wins at some point. Yeah, but like soon you come to like mid-season, you know, this is where McLaren could have took advantage of the title. But yeah, you know, they couldn't take advantage of it. They didn't finish enough points. You know, Verstappen just finished with just enough, and sometimes finishing ahead of Norris. Of course, Norris getting the DNF this season as well, which really, really hampered his points. Yeah, lost all 25 points right there, right up for grabs. So yeah, it's just it wasn't. I rate this. I don't really rate this season. I don't really rate it a good season. You know, because I just don't like. Verstappen won his title, but no, I didn't actually care.
No one cares.
I didn't actually care. It wasn't a big thing. Like, yeah, he won his title. Let's move on to next year. You know, when Lewis won their titles, when Lewis won his titles, he always had a rivalry. Like Lewis and
Max had a rivalry too. Well, with Lando, innit? But it was kind of they didn't operate properly.
But look, I wouldn't say like it's actually a big thing. I didn't find it as a big thing. Yeah, Verstappen won. So what? When Lewis won his titles, he had like I said, Lewis and Nico Rosberg, years and years back to back, just battling and battling. And even started before Mercedes.
Max hasn't been tested really. This is the only time he got tested, isn't it? But he had that big gap because I think he won the first 7 races, so he had that advantage over. This is why when next year comes, it's going to be different. It's the end of the regulations, and that's when it's good because all the cars have caught up now.
Yeah,
But
you know what?
Go on.
You know what made that rivalry so good? Against Lewis and Rosberg. They did it from the karting days.
Lewis and Vettel as well was good.
Lewis and Vettel. You know, even though Lewis won all those titles,
It was still good though.
right, the rivalry was still good.
Yeah.
With Verstappen, the only rivalry realistically he had was Lewis. That was the only realistic rival he had. But the rest of them was just, you know, Lando, you know, took up for him for a couple of races, but not really, not back to back. I want to see a rivalry back to back and a title back to back, a proper title race.
Yeah.
Verstappen never had no challenge.
No.
Never had no. Let's face it, he had no challenge, mate. What? 1, 3 or 4 races that Lando passed him. So what? You know, Verstappen was just thinking the tactical game. Right, all I got to do is finish ahead of Norris because he was already points ahead. All he's got to do is finish maybe top 3, top 4 here and there, second place. Because Lando's not consistent. Lando is not consistent. If Lewis was chasing for a title, he'll be consistent as possible.
Yeah, you're right.
Lando weren't consistent. Look how consistent Lewis was going on to Abu Dhabi. Verstappen was killing him in the points. What did Lewis do? Right, he was consistent and took it down to the last race. That's what a true champion does. That's what a great driver does.
Yeah.
Lando was under pressure and he could not take it, and that's why he lost. It's simple. He bottled his starts. He bottled the race. He got a DNF as well, which is of course not his fault. Unless you purposely just spin off. Yeah, it's not your fault.
Nah, I don't think that's why he lost the title. He lost the title. He lost the title. No, that is partly, but he lost the title because the team didn't give the team orders. The team didn't give the team orders when they were supposed to. So that was a fraction of the points. If they would have gave the orders early, that would have been an extra 20 points on top of his tally. Yeah, but for me, if you look back at the entire season, and you look at the races, if you go back when Max Verstappen went through like 5 races without winning, see them 5 races, Lando should have at least won 4 of them. You get me? But he never, and that's what cost him. Because when your rival's losing, you win. That's how it is. It's very simple. You win, and he never. Sainz won 2. Leclerc won 1. Lewis won 1. George just won 1. You get me? He should have been winning them races, but he never. And that's what cost him. All right, a couple of points here and there when they said that he's going to be the first with 1 or 2. That's like 15 points. But where the points were lost is when Max was losing, he should have won. There was a lot of races that he should have won. He should have won Monaco. He should have won Silverstone. He never. Lewis beat him when he was chasing Lewis down. You remember? I'm glad Lewis won, but he was chasing down Lewis in Silverstone. He got close. He should have won Silverstone. He should have won Monaco. He should have won Monza. Imagine if he would have won them 3 races. Imagine if he would have won them 3 races. Them 3 races, and then Max finished 3rd or 4th, right? One of them. He would have been there. He would have been there fighting for the title. The gap would have been like 10, 15 points. But he never. And plus, you're going to add on the team, but didn't give the team orders early. So he's lost 15 points there on Max. And that's why his title's gone. So it's a combination. It's a combination of team orders. It's a combination of him bottling his starts. And the big chunk of it, he's not winning when Max wasn't winning. That's where we blew it, in my opinion. Because we've had so many different winners this year. So many different winners. And he didn't capitalise on it. So, let's go into lap 5. Leclerc trying to pass George, but George was very aggressive. Fair, but aggressive. Lap 7, Leclerc gets passed by Sainz. Sainz was showing some speed. He looked faster than Leclerc during that race. Sainz is just smashing it. It's a shame he's not going into a good team. He's going to Williams, let's face it. Williams ain't going nowhere at this point. Lap 12, Verstappen puts the hard tyres on. It was going to be a 2-stopper. Obviously, it was going to be two-stopper. The most of them started on the medium tyres, and then the hard tyres weren't having it. I mean, the medium tyres wasn't having it. I think he did 8 laps. I think Lando only done 7-8 laps on his first stint, so the graining was very hard. We're just going to talk about debrief tomorrow. We're not doing debrief today. We're going to do that tomorrow. We'll talk more about the tyres. And lap 12, I mean, Ocon came in on lap 12. You know what's funny about Ocon? Ocon came into the garage and he missed his spot and he had to go back out and go back round again. He actually missed his spot, you know. He come into the garage and he actually missed his turning where he's supposed to pit. He just carried on driving, yeah. And he had to go back round the track again and go and pit again. So that was funny. That was a bit hilarious. It was funny. So he was supposed to come in on lap 12. He did, but missed it. Came back round again, winning lap 13. Lap 13, Lewis pitted. For me, I think he should have stayed at extra 2 laps. When Lewis came out, Lewis was complaining on the radio, saying that why did you pick me there? I'll come out in front of 4 drivers in front of me. But when Bono explained to him why we did it, Lewis understood. Because he said if he would have came in a little bit later, it would have cost him more position. So Lewis basically understood because he didn't comment after that. Lap 31, we're going to go straight to lap 31. Lewis came in for his tyres for his second stint. He came in after he stayed out a little bit longer, like we just mentioned. He had a 2.7 seconds in the pit. Max Verstappen had a 3.4. So he was gaining on Max Verstappen. Lawson and Magnussen, brilliant overtake by what's his name, Checo. Checo done an amazing, absolutely outstanding pass on Lawson and Magnussen. I swear to God, yeah, that pass was a bit like Thingy in Spa when he was trying. What's his name? The one from McLaren. I forgot his name now. Mickey Hakkinen was chasing. He was chasing Michael Schumacher, and then there was a black marker car, and he just went round and swooped round the outside and passed them both. Yeah, that was a bit. Yeah. That's what Checo did yesterday, and a tight angle. I thought that's Checo, man. That was some good driving. Turn 12, 2 Ferraris running behind Max Verstappen. Was chasing. In turn 12, they was chasing down Max Verstappen because Max Verstappen was losing time. Like I said, his car wasn't really that fast this weekend. But remember, his mission was just to finish in front of Lando and he'd become the champion. Lap 47, Charles passes Max, late break. Max didn't really fight it, like I said. Max Verstappen came out on the radio and says, you think I should try and get him? Like he could anyway. And his engineer said, no, just leave it. We've got the bigger picture. And it just continued from there. Lewis Hamilton passed Charles Leclerc. He went into second place. He passed the 2 Ferraris, went into second place. Lewis Hamilton showing speed. He got the fastest lap as well. Absolutely outstanding. Come from 10th place. Then he went back into 15th. Then he clawed his way back and got second. At a point of the race, I thought Lewis was going to get Russell. He was out. What do you think, Toto? Brilliant race by Lewis. You're going to give him second place, man.
Yeah, like I said, man. You know, from 10th, and he's done it before from numerous occasions. You know, in his younger days where he'll come from the back. But this is, you know, this is the season where Mercedes weren't really doing that good. But this weekend they were actually showing promise, and going from 10th to 2nd shows how fast Mercedes was, and how potentially they could be fast for next season. So I
don't want them to be fast next season.
I don't want to be fast, because Lewis going to Ferrari.
I want Lewis to go Ferrari. I want Ferrari to smash everyone.
But it just shows that Hamilton's still got it. He's still got the skill,
of course,
and he's still got it. Because we haven't really seen the true Lewis Hamilton this season, and we all know why we haven't seen the true Lewis Hamilton really this season, because of the team always putting him down. Put him in the worst car, and I stick by them words. It was always put him in the worst car all the time. Like they could be putting him in practice, and Lewis Hamilton did clap this, putting him in practice, getting top times in practice. Soon as it comes to Q3, finished. Car just dialed down. It's like they're just using Lewis to get through the qualifiers. And soon as it comes to Q3, where it matters, Q1, Q2, it matters a bit. But Q3, where it matters, that's the biting point, right? You're the final 10. You're the final 10 fastest, and this is where you're gonna finish. And you know, for high positions, right? When it matters Q3, they always stick Lewis to a side all the time. Sometime in Q2 as well to turn his car down. I don't know what it is, but today we saw the true Lewis come out. And I believe that if he started anywhere near the front, maybe top 5, I reckon he would have won the race. You know, and that's just me of Lewis.
That's it, man. That's how we finished. Lewis Hamilton got the second place. Max Verstappen, I don't know where he finished, and I don't really care. We got the title. And yeah, it was a great weekend. Great for Mercedes. It's all about the constructors now. 2 races to go this weekend. Qatar, absolutely outstanding track. Last time I was there, 2021. That's where they have the motorbikes. Qatar night race is going to be absolutely outstanding. 2 more races to go. 2 weeks left for the Formula 1 season to finish. Qatar GP next. That's going to be a sprint weekend. It's going to be crazy there. The sprint weekend in Qatar. It's going to be outstanding. And the week after that, it's going to be Abu Dhabi. And then the season will be a wrap. And we'll do the end of the season review as well. But yeah, man, we're still going to be talking about F1. We're going to be doing our podcast. So we'll have more time for the debrief. And you know what I mean? It is what it is. Look, we're going to call it the debrief. I think I might change the name, to be fair. We're going to keep it debrief just for now, but I think we're going to start doing more Flaming Tarmacs. Because obviously we can't do debrief because there's no F1 season. It's the season finishes. How can we do a debrief? So it's going to be more, we're going to go back to the Flaming Tarmacs. I think Flaming Tarmac, we're on episode 50 or something now. So it's going to be the 51st episode. So we're going to be doing the Flaming Tarmac. You're right, Toto. Big up.
Yeah, right, man. All right, man.
So we're going to be the Flaming Tarmac. That will be, the Flaming Tarmac will be, when the season finishes, we'll be doing Flaming Tarmac because, like I said, we can't do debrief because season will be finished. So yeah, man. So that'll be once a week. We're doing the Flaming Tarmac, just talking about the F1 news and rumours. And yeah, man, that's it. So the next one we're going to be doing now, we're going to be going on to the football. We're going to be going live in a couple of minutes. So I'm just going to put my video up on TikTok, already recorded on my phone. So I'm going to be putting that up on TikTok when we're going live. And that's it, man. Smash the like buttons. Everybody have a good time. And hopefully, hopefully Ferrari can win the Constructors. So there you go. And by the way, McLaren, you blew it.